What's going on, Virgo? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having a wonderful month so far. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just amazing, Virgo. And it keeps us going. And for you'll understand the energy in a second. And for those of you who are new, welcome. Oh, I'm so excited to see you as well. And I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. Because let me just tell you why, Virgo. Because it is Celestial. Oh wait, yeah. News Monthly. I'm like debating on the hand signs. I'm actually recording a lot earlier than I normally do, Virgo. So a little treat for you since it's getting ready to be your birthday season here soon. Are you pumped? Because I know I am. And with this monthly spread, whenever the sun moves into a new sign, we're going to talk about where the planets are at and then how we can work with the energies. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one, so take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me. Never force a reading. Oh, that's it. Never force a reading on a situation, okay? I'm really all over the place right now, Virgo. So with all that being said, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Crystals, feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Virgo. So I have oracle cards with the zodiac signs that the planets and the sun are in. I'm going to pull an oracle card from this deck for each of them, and then we'll get some details with the tarot. But before we jump to this thing, these readings that I do, they're not gender-specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations, okay? And in case if y'all were curious, the decks that I'm working with, thank you. I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested. But also down below for some links for some other readers that are like watching Virgo, so definitely check them out. Very cool group. I think you would enjoy their energy. So yeah, go show them some love. But let's talk about the big old, well, like the mini shindig that you're throwing in your party or throwing in your sign here, because you got the sun entering your sign, and then your ruler is going to get ready to do their retrograde dance, which who doesn't love a good retrograde? But with the sun is going to enter your sign on the 23rd of August at about 4 a.m. Eastern time, and then will be there through the 23rd of September. And with this energy, Virgo, you know, your sign is very organized, very detail-oriented, analytical, and you're also a great sign of service as well. So this is a really great energy for like polishing your skills, getting yourself in order, especially if you found things have been kind of gotten in disarray as of late. Or just if you've been thinking about maybe doing some volunteering, you know, doing some maybe going at a soup kitchen, doing like a beach cleanup, maybe starting maybe even starting a little garden community, Virgo. I've been kind of on that kick lately, so let's make the world green, Virgo. But also, yours is a sign of routines as well, so this is a great energy for if you've been wanting to incorporate more kind of healthy routines into just your kind of like your just day to day. This is a great energy for that as well, you know. And then you also have your ruler, who's going to be going retrograde. And you know, retrogrades really aren't a bad thing. You know, they're really a great time for reflection, and the energies just kind of slow down a little bit. But your ruler's going to be retrograde from the 23rd of August until the 15th of September. And with this, you know, the basic kind of general kind of things with Mercury retrograde, you may notice like some technology might get a little wonky, you know, and also that your communication might be serving up a little bit of more word salad than normal there, Virgo. But you also may experience some delays on the job, or maybe even some missed deadlines. And also, and this is not medical advice here, Virgo, but some health issues may come up to the surface, you know, so making sure that we're just taking care of, you know, eating like, you know, proper foods, you know, foods that agree with us, getting good rest, you know, making sure to move the body, things along those lines, Virgo. But also it's great for reviving any sort of like old like projects or any things that have been left unfinished or any things like that. And then depending on where your Virgo placements are at, these two are going to be forming conjunctions with your signs. And now conjunctions are an interesting energy because it's when they happen when when planets and the sun and the moon are within within 0 to 3 degrees of your sign, and it's like a unique blend of the energies, and it's a little, the energies are getting blended and it's a little bit intensified. You know, it's like the I don't know, it's like the energy flow changes, and it may bring about some energies of anxiety while the energies are kind of getting settled in. It's like kind of reigniting your reigniting your placements there. So this is something to just kind of pay attention to as well, you know, just kind of just observe how these how do I want to put it, Virgo? It's almost like in hang with me. It's almost like Invasion of the Body Snatchers in a sense. It's like it's still you, but it's just like there's a different, just a different flavor that's kind of going on there. So conjunctions are very unique types, a unique type of aspect there, Virgo. But let's get into your first card here. Oh, interesting. All right, so this card's been going around a little bit because you got the second card, Sagittarius here, which is the dice card. And with this card, this is a card of gamble, taking a risk, luck, playing games. Chances are, roll with it, random results, win, lose, uncertain outcome, playing the game, potential, fate, and what happens next. And the energy that's coming through here, Virgo, is playing games. And I feel like, Virgo, something to kind of maybe pay attention to maybe during this birthday season, or just if something that you've noticed in general, if people maybe have been kind of playing games with you, you know, been kind of maybe giving you the runaround, or maybe been trying to, I don't know, maybe trying to treat you like you don't know better or something along those lines. I just feel like you want to just kind of keep an eye out. Not necessarily now, if this is something where things have gotten out of hand, maybe it may be time to address this thing, but I just say kind of just sort of keep eyes if you notice that I don't know, if you just feel like something's off, or someone's just trying to, I don't know, like trying to play you for a fool or something along those lines, Virgo. But also, you know, not coming at you, Virgo, but we want to be fair, making sure that we're not also playing games as well, you know, trying to treat others that like they're less than, or, you know, trying to give them the run around or things along those lines. But I'm also kind of getting on a more kind of just kind of like a kind of a fun kind of energy here, Virgo. Maybe it's a kind of time. Maybe if we haven't had a chance to get out and really kind of like have some fun, maybe this could be an energy. Maybe we're playing some, maybe getting together with some friends, maybe. And I feel like doing some like maybe like some fun gambling. You know, maybe we're just like, hey, you know what? If you lose this, then you got to take me out for dinner, or, you know, we have to hang out on this day, or, you know, we're gonna do it. You know, something along those lines. Something, I don't know. Maybe even like having like a game night or something along those lines. Maybe even getting together, kind of gathering with some people, celebrating for your birthday season. Because maybe you've been really busy all up until this point, and where we aren't in a very efficient energy, it is nice to kind of take a break in between and just kind of relax a little bit and just allow yourself to kind of unwind and things along those lines. So, because, you know, I can get to have that stress, like to be in that like that go state all the time, can really kind of wear you out. And, you know, we were talking about the health issues earlier, so we just don't want to push ourselves to this point of like exhaustion. You know, we want to do like a work smart, play smart type of thing there, Virgo. But let's get a little bit more on this, get some tarot on this and get some more details. Thank you. All right, Virgo. Let's see what's going on here. Ooh, there's one of your cards. I'm with it. Ooh, look at this, Virgo. All right, so you have the Knight of Cups, the King of Pentacles, the World, and the High Priestess here. And interesting, Virgo. When it comes with the High Priestess here, I'm kind of going back to that previous statement when we were talking about the playing games, and, you know, kind of feeling maybe you're getting the runaround or something along those lines. You know, if your intuition is telling you that maybe someone's intentions are, just not as pure as they may come across to be. You know, maybe they're coming across as this kind of innocent, sort of like Knight of Cups or something along those lines. Kind of talk about, hey Virgo, blah 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 blah. You know, it's kind of just kind of whispering sweet nothings in your ear, but something is telling you that it just doesn't. I don't know, that something doesn't feel right. That it's yeah, if something doesn't feel right, then I almost feel that there may be a need to not necessarily close out this cycle, but more so kind of set up I almost getting with the world and the King of Pentacles here. It's like it's in a sense, it's like kind of putting a stop to this in a sense, you know, just like maybe setting up a boundary. Maybe it is having that conversation, just or maybe even just kind of clearing the air. It's just like, hey, you know, I've been noticing that this has been happening for a while. And, you know, this, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm getting this feeling that this has been happening. Am I reading too much into this? Am I, you know, being, you know, however you picture the best way this conversation could go down, just so that we can feel a little more stable in this, in whatever this, you know, because this could be maybe something I'm getting kind of like a work environment type of thing, considering the King of Pentacles is here. But this could maybe even be in like a relationship, you know, or this could be like a familial type of thing. um maybe even a friend type of thing here, Virgo. But I just feel that there's a need to maybe bring this state to a close, so that we're not, so that our energies aren't so consumed in that, if that makes sense. But and I think I might get a little bit more with the High Priestess here, Virgo. But yeah, let me get a little bit more with her before I get a little bit more into this. Thank you. Okay, Virgo, so the High Priestess is clarified by the Temperance and the Three of Pentacles here. Sagittarius energy. And I kind of feel like with some others, I'm probably getting with this Three of Pentacles here, because the High Priestess is the moon, or is represented by the moon. And the moon can deal with our emotions, you know, one of the aspects that she deals with. And I almost feel like that with the Three of Pentacles. This is a card of really, this could be a card of really putting in that work, Virgo. And I feel that with the Temperance and the Three of Pentacles here, it's like there's a need of balance of, you know, sure, we have like our obligations, our work that we need to do. You know, it's cool to be in your King of Pentacles all the time, but I do, or to be in your King of Pentacles some of the times, but I do feel there is a need to kind of dip into that more. Are your emotional needs kind of being fulfilled as well? You know, are you feeling, have you been able to do some things that you love? You know, maybe get into some hobbies, you know, maybe getting out and enjoying yourself, whether that be playing games or just maybe getting out in nature, or just like hanging out with friends or family or something along those lines. Just making sure that the energies are flowing, just flowing well here, Virgo. And interesting, that's another energy that's coming through. So for some others too, I almost feel that there's a need to, maybe on the flip side, maybe even to kind of like crack down a little bit more. You know, maybe we've been treating this journey as like, or been treating our responsibilities even, maybe, or just like as a game or something along those lines. Or there's a lack of seriousness that might be happening right now, where, interesting, yeah, it feels like there's like a lack of seriousness even, or something along those lines, that might be even happening. You know, we might have, And you know, I'm all for, you know, like following your heart and having fun and all that stuff, Virgo, but we do want to make sure that we are keeping things in balance, that we are taking care of our obligations as well, you know, so that we can, and that we're not indulging in any sort of like escapism or anything along those lines, you know, just a little random nugget. I'm not getting like a big percentage of that, but it's just something that popped into my head, so just needed to just kind of mention that there, Virgo. Okay, very interesting start there, Virgo. Yeah, let's get this stuff organized here. Let's get some tea, and then let's talk about the next energy. Because you got Leo and the Empress, Venus, has been is still kicking it in Leo for a little bit. She's going to be retrograde in Leo until the 3rd of September. And with Venus being retrograde, this is a really great energy for one, just kind of finding your self-confidence, you know, and doing things that kind of build you up and really kind of raise your vibration. But also, this is something too, we may notice that relationships may slow down a little bit, but it's not to say that you can't find love, but it just might be a little bit, take a little more work, and it's just like it's a little more time to kind of really focus on what you really want from a relationship and things along those lines. And just a little sidebar, Virgo, I'm even like, as I'm talking about that, because the Knight of Cups has been kind of popping out to me, and I feel that maybe for some that there's this need, or maybe there's this thing where we're trying to find a balance between trying to do our work and maybe finding love at the same time, or something along those lines. And where I don't feel like, again, I don't feel like that's not possible, but I just feel like that if we're, I don't know. It's like it's almost like the effort that I feel like is kind of coming through, as far as like that maybe we're putting towards love may not be as focused, or as we wanted to, or maybe we're even at this place where it's just like we've been kind of, maybe people have been kind of playing games for a while, and it might even be to kind of take a step back from that, kind of focus on focus on your stability and getting everything else kind of in line, and like allowing that stuff to kind of fall in place even kind of naturally here, you know. Maybe we might find our you know, maybe that little love interest maybe might be at the workplace, but just a little something random there. But also with Venus retrograde, and I'm about to, we're bouncing between the energies here, but also with Venus in retrograde, this is a great energy for finding different mediums to express yourself, Virgo, because Venus is all, one of the aspects about her, she's about art and beauty. Leo being such a creative sign, you know, this really, you can tap into such creative energy and really just express yourself to the fullest. So really take advantage of this energy while I feel, and it's not to say that once she's out of Leo that it's just gonna go away, but it's just like when the energies are really potent, it's just like really working with this energy and allowing yourself to just wholly express yourself there, Virgo. But let's get excuse me, let's get into oracle on this, get some more details. Thank you. Oh, all right, Virgo, so you got the 5th card of Taurus here, which is the broken vase card. Little baby tower there. And with the broken vase, this is a card of hardship, misfortune, trial, overcome, crisis, 2 steps back, change of state, grief, fix it, opportunity, pressure, burden, destroy, adversity, accident, disappointments, and setback. An energy that's coming through here, Virgo, is the pressure. And the first thing that really kind of popped up here when we were just talking about the love and maybe like the excuse me, in the business, is that it feels like that maybe for some there's this pressure of needing to get all of the things kind of figured out as once, you know, trying to get our career started up, find that perfect relationship, you know, maybe even like finding maybe we're even trying to find our place in the world as far as like where we want to live. And just like I feel like there's like it's like we're putting like maybe so much on our plates that it's just kind of building and building and building, and that eventually, Virgo, I feel that that's going to lead to the state of like of burnout here, you know, of just like, you know, just completely just kind of collapsing. It's just like becoming too much. And so if we ever get to this state, you know, and not even just through your birthday season, but just in general, you know, it may be a need to take a moment and just kind of pull back a little bit and kind of relieve some of that pressure in one of those areas, so that you can kind of, it's like, I feel like it would be, and not to say that this is that there's any right way of going about this journey here, Virgo, but I feel like maybe one way to kind of help this thing is like if we kind of focus on one thing and really get that thing, everything just kind of else sort of falls into, like, it makes it easier for, I feel, everything else to kind of fall into place here. But if we keep operating from that place of pressure, then I almost feel like it's like we're trying to, we almost get to this place where we're like trying to force this thing, you know, might force ourselves to like maybe a person that where it's like this person may be great, for example, but it's just like, is this really the person that you see yourself being with long term and that you want it to be? Or is just because, like, you know, we're on a time crunch here, you know, we gotta have a person before, you know, whatever age we're thinking about, or something along those lines. Because here's the thing, Virgo, it is nice to have all these plans and, you know, have a nice little rubric here, but, you know, the universe likes to throw us curveballs all the time, you know, especially when we start getting settled there, feeling stable, you know, that's when the towers come out. And it's not to say that, and then that doesn't happen all the time, Virgo, but it's just like, I feel there is a level of control that we do have in this in the world, but you know, there are so many variables with how things can kind of translate. It's just like, even look at your life now. Is this how, even where you pictured being even like 5 years ago? And if it is how you got there, was that even how was that route even how you even pictured of getting there? Because I don't know about you, I had some plans in mind, and not that I don't mind where things are at now, but things have definitely been it's been a little different than I would have pictured it going down. But yeah, just something to think about there, Virgo. But let's get some more tarot on this. Thank you. All right, Virgo, let's see what's going down here. All right, Virgo, so you have the Seven of Swords, the Seven of Wands, the Eight of Wands, and then the Page of Cups here. Now let's talk about these sevens here. Because I feel like for some, it's like maybe this pressure could be coming from, you know, maybe there's this, I'm not sure if this pressure is coming from maybe like criticisms that we're putting on ourselves, or maybe this is something that we may have heard from, either from, let's say, either like a family thing where it's just like, Virgo, we need you to have you married by this time. If you're not doing this at this time, then you're failing at this, or that you're doing that, or, you know, whatever this grief is that's got these energies. Because what I'm getting with the Eight of Wands here is that things are moving a lot. It's like we're trying to force things along here, you know, and really kind of get these energies moving. Just throw in a bunch of bunch of things at the wall and hoping that something sticks here, as opposed to kind of going with more so what we feel makes more sense, you know, kind of tuning into. And I feel like that's kind of where the High Priestess was kind of going into when I was talking about with her being, you know, being the moon, you know, tuning into that more. What are your more kind of your emotional wants, because the moon also deals with things that are hidden, and it gets into like that like it's more like your subconscious wants and needs. And I feel there's a need with the Seven of Swords here to really be honest. It's like, is this really how you want to go about getting the things that you want in life, getting your world in a sense, establishing that, how that picture looks. um and and if not, Virgo, I feel that if we're worried about, like, again, others criticizing us, or feeling some kind of way about it, well, I mean, let them feel some kind of way, because this is not their journey. They can't tell you what to do, because this is not, if it was meant for them to be you, then they would be. This is you can listen to what they say, take what, consider, what it's like what I tell you at the beginning. You take what resonates with you, and you leave the rest with them. And Virgo, you really, with your birthday season, we are in a very kind of retrograde heavy type of season right now. Like, pretty much all the planets, other than Mars, is pretty much going retrograde right now. And so I feel like even that, as an indicator, is just like, you determine when to take action, and how you want to take action. But I feel like it's going to be something that, when you do more so stick to your heart's desire here, Knight of Cups, Page of Cups here, then the energies start coming through here sooner, then maybe messages for love start coming through, and then maybe things for your business start falling through, in your career, your jobs, things start flowing through faster, your places you want to live, just all that stuff. The energy flows a lot smoother. But I feel that it slows down when we're not sticking to our truth, and if we're not, because the Seven of Wands too is like, it's protecting your energies, and from these opinions and things of others, and even from ourselves. So, take a moment and kind of meditate and see if this is really where if we're doing things that are based on our opinions alone, or is there another kind of external influence that is pushing this. And it doesn't even have to be maybe even something we know. Maybe this could even feel like maybe like that pressure of society, feeling like, if you haven't hit this check mark, kind of like the American dream, then it's just like you feel like you're behind or something like that. And it's just always just kind of this rush, 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 rush all the time. And I feel that if we keep pushing that, Virgo, it's the quickest way to enter a hanged man situation where, we really need to kind of slow down and kind of consider, like, reevaluate, just what we're doing, and why we're doing this thing. So I hope that makes sense. All right, Virgo. All right, I think I'm going to leave that there. Let's see how I'm going to do this. I'm going to put this over here. Yeah, we're going to do that. All right, Virgo. And since we're talking about Mars, let's get into that energy, because Mars is going to be moving into Libra here soon. Mars is going to move into Libra on the 27th of August, and will be there through the 11th of October. And with this energy, this is great for creating new alliances and strengthening existing ones. You may notice too, Virgo, that you're feeling more friendly and more thoughtful towards others, and really great energy for diplomacy and things. Libra has a really great way with words. Very charming sign. Libra's all about balance and fairness and things along those lines. But also too, we want to be mindful of repressing our own feelings, especially what we've been talking about here, Virgo. Repressing our own feelings in order to keep the peace, in order to appease others, and yeah, just really, I feel like especially with how this thing has been going down, just definitely something to pay attention to there as well, Virgo. But let's get another oracle on this, and get some more energies. Ooh, all right, Virgo, I'm with one of your cards. Thank you. This one's been going around a little bit too, because you got the 6 card of you, which is the Sap card. And with this card, this is the card of resources, needed materials, flow, wealth, essence of life, spring, blood, sweetness, energy, vitality, grounded, roots, abundant, physical health, and life force. I like that, Virgo. Is the energy that's coming through here is sweetness, and I feel that. Sidebar, Virgo. There's this little cat that I used to. Oddly enough, when I used to live with this Libra not too long ago, and there was this cat that they had, and that's what I always loved calling her, sweetness. But I feel like we're just a little extra nugget for you. But I feel with this energy, Virgo, that maybe for some that there's a need to maybe to add a little more kind of sweetness to your life. Maybe that there's been, it's not to say that things have been, maybe especially tough for you, Virgo, or that maybe you've been going through a hard time. But if you have, like maybe bringing in more kind of things to just, again, just, I don't know, I feel there's, because kind of thinking with the Seven of Wands too, one aspect with your signs, and I know that this is like one of the generalizations that Virgos get, is that the tendency to be overly critical, and I don't even just mean of others, but I mean of yourselves as well. Probably even more so harsher on yourselves than you really are on others, and I feel there's a need to, if you've been in maybe that kind of overly critical type of state, just to do some more things to, especially for your birthday season, to just kind of relax, and maybe could be literally, treating yourself to something sweet, just a little extra treat. Like, I get it, Virgo, we may have like a strict thing or something, but maybe a little something. But this could even be maybe going on a vacation, or or taking a break in general, or maybe going out and smelling some flowers, getting them out amongst nature, or maybe even, I don't know, maybe even being around even just some people who bring this sense of, it's like a sense of almost like an emotional balance or something along those lines, Virgo. Let me get some tarot with this. Let me get some tarot with this and figure out what this sweetness is about. Oh, about to make a mess here, Virgo. Hold up. Thank you. Alright, Virgo, let's see what's going on here. Interesting. Okay. And I like that. So you have the Two of Cups, the Nine of Wands, the Star, and the Hierophant. And let's start with the Two of Cups here, because this is kind of what I feel like is needing to happen here, Virgo. Like something to where it's something to just kind of fill up your cups again, filling your world with just flowers and rainbows and just great company and things along those lines. Like really, just something to just kind of raise your vibrations through the roof. Because I feel that, maybe for some we've really just been kind of pushing for a while. It's just been a lot of, whether this be maybe busy with work, or maybe we've been, I don't know, maybe even doing stuff like maybe a lot of stuff maybe around the house, or maybe been dealing with other people's things, kind of taking care of other problems. But, I feel there's a need to, with the Star card here, to do some things that kind of nourish your soul and kind of just get you reconnected with yourself. I feel this combination of the Hierophant and the Star card kind of being here to kind of do some healing and to kind of do some things that kind of bring you into this Zen type of space and kind of connect you with even kind of connecting you with more so like almost like connecting in like a spirituality type of sense, even to kind of connect in however that may look like for you, Virgo. This could be, because the Hierophant, can be represented by like the in like other tarot cards, he's represented by the Pope, and it's maybe either getting in touch with like a certain religion, maybe it's going back to finding like a place of worship, or maybe even going on like a spiritual retreat or something along those lines. Again, or you could be something as simple as just like getting grounded in nature, sitting by a river, or going by a beach or sitting in a park. But, because I feel one thing with your sign, you are an amazing manifester, Virgo. I feel like of the earth signs, Virgos, we're I feel like at the rate that between the earth signs, Capricorn takes the longest because they're Saturn ruled. This takes a little bit longer for their energies to kind of manifest. Taurus, it's like it's once they find their thing, it's sticking to that thing. But you, I feel like being the mutable sign of the earth energies, you have a way of just like working with the energies that it's different with how efficient you are in this realm. But I feel like you can be so caught up in this realm that we can forget that we do need to have that connection, not just with this 3D realm but with the spiritual realm as well, because and that's what the Hierophant is about. He's that reminder of that we are this conduit between the spiritual and the earth realms here, and we can learn a lot from our opposite signs, and yours being Pisces can learn from you as far as like bringing their spirituality, and bringing that to this realm. And you, it's connecting to the divine more and getting into that space, because you're an intuitive sign, Virgo, to be able to manifest the way that you do, to be the King of Pentacles. And a lot of these cards in this oracle deck that I use it's abundance, that you can manifest. And so I feel that if you were to really kind of connect with that more. Oh, and that's even interesting too. That even took me a minute there, Virgo. Excuse me, because you got divine counterparts here in the highest intuitive couple here, the High Priestess and the Hierophant. That there, so I'm gonna double down on that, Virgo. Definitely, I feel like a need to really kind of connect to Source here, and again, however that's looking like through the ancestors, the spirit guides, whatever, and even the Star card can be a card of, taking those divine inspirations and things and seeing how that manifests, because even though you can cook up things here so fast, that is coming from somewhere, and it's not just external things that's coming from. This is all internal that this is happening. So, and I feel like it's connecting to that root there, and then I feel that once we do, I don't know, there's this level of, I don't know, it's like it feels like it would kind of soften up your energies in a sense and bring this level of, that's where the sweetness kind of comes in again. I don't know, it's like very interesting energy here, Virgo, but yeah, I hope that makes sense. That was a lot going on there, Virgo, but and maybe too, Virgo, just thinking with, just last thing with the High Priestess and the Hierophant being here, there's this. I feel like if we kind of tune into our intuition a lot more and kind of connect that spirituality, that even for when it comes with, because you see you got the Two of Cups, Knight of Cups here, even the Hierophant, that even a little bit of love can come your way there. Not even a little bit. I mean, a pretty tight bond here, I feel, with these two. But yeah, just something to think about there, Virgo. And consider we got Taurus here, the Hierophant. Let's talk about Taurus energy, because you got Jupiter and Uranus that are getting ready to go retrograde in this sign. You see what I mean? Very retrograde heavy season. And with this, you got Jupiter that's going to be going retrograde on the 4th of September, and it'll be retrograde through the 30th of December. And with this really helps us adopt a more kind of a practical approach towards our goals. So if whatever you've been working on up until now, this is, if you haven't felt like you've reached that goal yet, this this is really a great time to help you kind of reevaluate, your game plan and things, and then making sure that you're really building things of like long-term value. With Taurus being a sign of security and things. Taurus is not about just like that kind of quick fix, that kind of like come and go type of energy. This is something that they're building stuff that can endure. So that's what we really want to kind of focus on with Jupiter, and whether this is like, let's say for example, if we want to, with all this, stuff that's going on, let's say with like food prices going up, for example. Maybe we're thinking about looking into like gardening or things along those lines. Just something random, like you're just one example like that, Virgo. But also, you have Uranus that's going to be going retrograde from the 28th of August until January next year, 2024, on the 27th. And with this, Virgo, this is, Uranus is brings about the future. They rule over Aquarius along with the world here, Saturn. And Uranus is about the future and embracing things new and looking to, for being innovative and, growing in things and freedom. And this is a cycle to embrace, novel ideas and think about how you can contribute to society, and however that looks like. So, and again, you being a sign of service, I feel like that really can help your energies along there, Virgo. But also on a more kind of global scale here, you may notice changes in like food sources and stock markets and maybe even the economy. So just something to keep eyes on as well. And depending on where your Virgo placements are at, these signs are going to be forming trines with your signs, and trines are the most fortunate aspects of the astrological aspects, and they are is very harmonious. Luck seems to even like increase. Opportunities present themselves. Like obstacles are kind of like removing themselves out of your way there, Virgo. So pay attention to how the energy flows, and really kind of, again, a great chance to kind of connect with source here, connect with your higher self, and listen to that intuition and trust where the energies are kind of taking you there, and follow that stuff. If you have any sort of ideas like, I wonder if I did this, or how do I do, or maybe I need to take this move or something along that, explore that, Virgo. Pay attention to those signs. But let's get some tarot, or get an oracle on this. Oh, interesting, Virgo. All right, so you got the fifth card of Cancers here, which is the Urn card. Excuse me, Virgo. Yeah, got me choked up a little bit. Got me tearing up a little bit, because this is a card of, because this is a kind of a harsh, or kind of a harder card. This is a card of loss, death, forfeiture, grief, closed up, bereaved, breakup, poverty, collapse, dispossess, remove, dismantle, deprive, absence, change of state, setback. It's over and done. And interesting, Virgo. So the energy that's coming through here is breakup. Maybe for some, that there's this energy, just considering how we were talking about the high priestess and the Hierophant earlier, that maybe there's been this energy of, maybe we've noticed that things have maybe changed in a relationship here. Maybe there's been like a life, again, we were talking about the playing games, and maybe there's been a lot of pressure to kind of keep this thing going. Maybe the sweetness from the relationship has gone, and I'm not sure, Virgo, but I feel like maybe for some, it's not that I feel like a breakup is necessarily coming, but if this is something that maybe we've been thinking about for a little while, that maybe before we even take it to that step, maybe there's needs to have maybe the High Priestess and the Hierophant need to have a little heart-to-heart discussion here. And even if there was to be a breakup here, Virgo, I feel that, where breakups are never really ideal, there are lessons that come from this. And I don't feel like it has to be something where there needs to necessarily, where the sweetness needs to be tainted or anything along those lines. We can feel still kind of part on mutual terms here, you know, and appreciate what was and what started as opposed to what ended it, because I feel that's where, because I even, you know, for example, Virgo, you know, I got out of I had a divorce now, like sometime last year, and where it wasn't it wasn't ideal, you know, but you know, we're still friends now, and it's you know, it was honestly, we had a fantastic marriage, and we had a fantastic divorce. It was a very smooth sailing, and you know, I feel that it's where, yes, it can feel like a loss, and that void can be heavy in things, but now this gives you a chance to really kind of focus on you again, to just kind of get your energies back in line, to kind of fill up your cups and get yourself back in balance, you know, because now that this cycle is closed here, you're on to a new beginning, you know, where, and granted, there's going to be some healing that needs to be done here again with I feel like with the star being here, but you know, the thing too, I feel like with and this doesn't even just have to be with like a relationship, you know, maybe we're even separating from like friends, or maybe we're putting up some, maybe we're moving away from family, maybe some kind of arguments happen there, we're putting a distance there or something, but I feel like it's remembering what this relationship did teach you, because I feel like, you know, at one point there was a lot of love there. There was a lot of sweetness. There was a lot of joy. And I feel like it's remembering that and just keeping that in your cup as well there, Virgo. Excuse me. No, no, no. My sun signs in Cancer. My it's yeah, there my Cancer showing here. But good thing we're looking at the cards. But you know, let's get some tarot on this Virgo while I get myself together here. Let's see what's going on. And I feel too, Virgo, being mindful of being of overly critical too, like, you know, sometimes I feel like, well, what did I do wrong, or how could they have, and you know, where and I'm not to, let's say if things had went, you know, there was maybe there was some kind of turmoil, and maybe things got a little nasty or something. I'm not trying to absolve anyone of things, especially if there was like any sort of mistreatment or anything along those lines, but if we hold on to that stuff, it thank you, it drains our energy in a way, especially if we're not around that person anymore. So just something to think about there too, Virgo. But oh, interesting, just divine counterparts all over the place here, Virgo, because here's wifey. So you got the Queen of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords, the Five of Wands, and the Five of Cups here. You know, the fives in the tarot, Virgo, they deal with conflicts, and you know, maybe there was something here where maybe again there was a lot of fighting that may have happened, you know, things that maybe got a little heated there, or maybe some actions that happened and we ended up feeling disappointed with maybe either how their behavior was, or maybe how your behavior was, or maybe how both, maybe we, you know, it was a team effort there of how things went down. But I feel like with the Knight of Swords, I feel that where I get where we may want to try to move on from this thing and try to maybe kind of rush through this stuff. We want to be mindful of making sure that we are paying attention to the lessons that we did get from this situation here. What did we learn, you know? Because I feel that if we just kind of just breeze on through, because the Knight of Swords sometimes, he can kind of just, he can always just kind of look to the future, just like, well, we just need to get over it, you know, just kind of just keep it moving. But I feel like that's really only is applicable if we've really, and that it be, we can successfully move on only if we've really gotten what we've needed from this past situation here. Because the Knight of Swords, this is one of Aquarius's cards, and you know, this thing is, since you got Cancers, Cancer is rooted in the past, whereas Aquarius is you know, more so geared towards the future. And you know what? I almost feel like that, just even think between that, there's a need to really kind of feel present in this energy and to allow yourself to feel this stuff, to really kind of process everything that went down and pay attention to the things that you learned from that, because now you are accumulating more resources with the Queen of Pentacles being here. You're learning a lot of stuff, that you can take into the next relationship that you have with because maybe we were in this state of where, because it was interesting how we were talking about the emotions earlier. Maybe we were in something where it was more kind of a King and Queen of Pentacles type of vibes, where maybe financially, and on those aspects things were fine, but there was that sort of emotional connection that we were missing, that Hierophant, High Priestess type of connection, where there's that deeper bond, that deeper connection, that type of thing that was going down there. But the Five of Wands too can be a card of, of brainstorming, of planning. It's just like, okay, what are we gonna do to move forward from here? Now that this thing has happened, do we need to take some time, maybe take a vacation, kind of process this thing, or even just do like a staycation, just kind of be at home, kind of meditate, maybe rearrange some things, like, because that's a lot, even depending, and I don't even care like how long or how short it is. So that stuff still affects us in some way, shape, or form. So very interesting energy here, Virgo. Let me see. Anything else? All right, Virgo. I'm gonna move on from that, but yeah, just a little something to think about there. All right, and speaking of since we were talking about your opposite sign earlier, let's talk about Pisces. Because you got Saturn that's chilling in Pisces, and then Neptune's hanging out as well. And then let's talk about Neptune first, because you got Neptune's going to be retrograde in Pisces until the 6th of December. Both of them are retrograde. And with Neptune, Neptune is the modern ruler of Pisces, along with Jupiter. And with Neptune being retrograde in Pisces, this really does bring about, it's like this is like a really strong energy from doing some real kind of introspective work. You want to talk about really connecting with your higher self here, this is the energy to do it with, because Neptune deals with like that. There's no boundaries when it comes to Neptune. There's Neptune's about the unseen. The mysterious. The unknown. The dream world and things along those lines. And I feel like now that she's retrograde, it's like the veil has been lifted, and the curtain's been open, and now we can really connect with source here. And especially if this is something where we've been through like a relationship, now this is a chance to really kind of just to kind of find yourself again and kind of see how these things have maybe changed us a little bit, what kind of growth can come from this energy here, Virgo. But also too, this is a very, Neptune is a very compassionate sign along, or compassionate planet, along with Pisces is all about compassion and empathy. And again, if we had gotten out of a maybe not so ideal relationship, where we may not be able to forgive the actions that we've done, we can at least send that person love and light in higher vibrations, so that way that we can kind of absolve ourselves of this that weight, so that it doesn't take away from our outlook in life, and kind of add this sourness to the sweetness that life has to bring here. But also with Saturn being retrograde, Saturn's going to be retrograde until the 4th of November. And with this energy, this is a really another good energy to connect with your spirituality, because Pisces are, borderline psychic. And really kind of connect with source, but also an energy of allowing you to really kind of realize what your dreams are, because Pisces has such an overactive imagination, being Jupiter and Neptune ruled. It's just like it's almost like there's just no limits to what they can really kind of access there. They're associated with the 12th house. I mean, this it's fantastic. And so it's about taking those big dreams and things and manifesting them, the star card energy, taking that stuff from source and manifesting that into the world, and seeing how that looks like. So, and then depending on where your Virgo placements are at, this is going to be forming an opposition with your sign. And oppositions pose polarities, They bring tension and challenges and conflicts and things. Usually it's either like a relationship or a situation that forces us to make a decision, and that's probably what's, maybe if this is this relationship stuff here, just if that's one aspect of it, that might be what this is about. Maybe there's a things that it's like, it's maybe a time for, maybe for some, to kind of more so focus on self and kind of like really kind of raise your vibration, and just kind of do some things for you there, Virgo. But let's get an oracle on this. Interesting. This one's been kind of popping up a little bit here too and getting some action, because you got the 6th card of Sagittarius, which is the Castle card. Look at you thinking about your legacy, because this is a card of pride, recognition, position, praise for achievements, ego, wealth, ancestry, antiquity, history, legacy, architecture, power, prestige, isolation, the old guard, and timeless. And the energy that's coming through here, Virgo, is the wealth. And I feel that for some there's a need to remember that even though, just because kind of thinking with this urn, because like, when we're thinking of breakups, and not even just in relation, maybe even with jobs and things along those lines, it's like where a void may be being made, you have the wealth and the abundance to fill it with something new. It almost reminds me of like because I know like a lot, the divine counterparts, when you think about the emperor and the empress, but yeah, they're divine counterparts. But for me, I like to think that the tower and the empress are divine counterparts, because the tower is Mars and the empress being Venus, where the tower comes through and brings breakups and chaos and disorder and change. Then the empress gets to come through and brings beauty and love and art and sweetness and joy and things, and that's in wealth. And that's what I feel is it's getting ready to happen here. It's just like this is an opportunity to really kind of just manifest abundance and whatever that looks like for you, because you really are an abundant sign, Virgo. And when your energy is really, I feel like, and when you really are just kind of really tuned into who you really are and what you really want, there's nothing that you can't manifest. You tell me you want to have a castle, I bet you could. You like, really, like, I wouldn't doubt it for a second, because I've seen your energy at work, Virgo. Like, it's fantastic. And so I feel too that sometimes, like, and that might be for something too, maybe if we are going through, let's say if this was like a marriage, maybe we're thinking about, maybe there's maybe some assets that might even be kind of coming into play, or things along those lines. And, we're thinking about like, oh, well, how am I going to do with all of this? Maybe some of us need to pay like an alimony, or maybe even something along those lines. And where that, again, that is not ideal. It's, but I feel like, don't, like, try not to let that take away from your, it's like trying not to let the material how do I want to put this? Like, if that's being siphoned, not to let that affect that spiritual side of you as well, to not let it all just kind of go away there, Virgo. But let me get some tarot and see if I can explain that a little bit more, get some more details. And just one thing that kind of popped in my head, Virgo, too, and not that there's anything wrong with this, but just when I was talking about the King and Queen of Pentacles, when we were maybe looking for something maybe a little more financially stable and things along those lines, maybe our focus was wealth, when we were looking for love and relationships and things, that maybe there's a need to kind of just like maybe change our focus a little bit. But, yeah, kind of focus more on kind of the Ten of Cups here, but let's see what's going on. Oh, I like that came out with the Ten of Pentacles, because the castle does give me Ten of Pentacles vibe. And I love this too, Virgo, because look at how abundant you are. You have the Ten of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles, the Page of Wands, and the Six of Wands. That's freaking sick, Virgo, because this is... So the Ten of Cups, that's your happy home, your happy family, you're feeling fulfilled in what you're doing. The Ten of Pentacles is your legacy, what you plan on leaving in this world, what you've been manifesting, what you've been creating. And I feel that you are in a place right now where you can really achieve all that you want for your birthday season, and that's beautiful. Virgo, you're making me emotional. I need you to cut it out. And because it's something beautiful, Virgo. This with the Six of Wands, but the thing with the Six of Wands, even though this is a card of victory and accomplishment and things, there are challenges along the way. These lessons and things, these broken bases, these breakups, this urn, even like the energies that may have sapped us, this playing games. It all has these lessons have all made you the King of Pentacles, who you are right now, and then it'll make you into you're just going to continue to grow into the future. But I feel that there's a need to, because sometimes with these challenges here, I feel like that can kind of quell this fire a little bit. Sometimes it can get us to where we start to lose hope a little bit, even just thinking kind of with the Star card here. And I just feel that it's a reminder that you don't need anything externally. All this stuff is nice, relationships, the money, the houses, all of that, because look at that. Yeah, if you look at that, yeah, right, Virgo, you got you got a castle. I don't know why you don't got multiple houses. But it's where that's all great. It's you that builds all of this stuff here. It all starts with you. The inspiration, the ideas, all of that stuff, the feelings and things here. And I feel like it's honestly, Virgo, this is just more so of just me, like a personal intuitive thing. I feel like for some that there's something here that's being bottled up, like that we're not. I feel like it's something that would really fulfill you in a way that would make you feel this sense of like what I'm feeling right now, because it's a mix of sadness and joy in things. Like I'm still trying to process it even myself, but yeah, something here that's it's like you can really just kind of really thinking about it, considering that this came out during, when we're talking about Saturn and Pisces, and that, like that, realizing that if we, is this really what you've wanted in life, and if this is how you saw, like how fulfillment looked like, and how, your found, like what your legacy is looking like, if we if we felt like we haven't really been sticking true to who you really are, this is a take this birthday season to really kind of to go within and really ask your, and just find out what you truly want, and what it would take to, and the steps that it would need to get you there. And you don't need to have this figured out right now or even by your birthday season, but just start flirting with the idea of what that would even look like, or what that even kind of feels like there, Virgo. All right. It's enough of that. All right, Virgo. Let's talk about this last energy here. Let's talk about Pluto, because you got Pluto that's in Capricorn, and Pluto's going to be hanging out in Capricorn, or going to be retrograde. Pluto's going to be hanging out in Capricorn until Aquarius season, but Pluto's going to be retrograde in Capricorn until the 10th of October. And with this energy, this is considering that you got your 10 of Cups and 10 of Pentacles, this is asking, do you feel good, or how do you feel, how do I want to put this? Do you feel that you've gotten the most from your journey, as far as like with it's like the things that you've wanted or want to accomplish, and like now I'm struggling for words here. You'd think the retrograde was already happening. Let me try one more time. It's just like, what does success look like to you, Virgo? What does accomplishment looks like to you? And like, and it's not to say that you don't need help from others, but it's just like, do you feel secure, or do you feel like you're able to accomplish the things that you want to do with the resources that you have at your disposal? And like and if not, it's just like, what do you need? Is this do we need to maybe find like a teacher, maybe with the Hierophant? Do we need to connect with others with the Star? Maybe we've been trying to take on so much by ourselves and do so much that, like it's a lot. Capricorn is about accomplishment and prestige and things along those lines, and in like achievements, and it's just really kind of asking, just what does again, what does your abundance, kind of, or how are we making the most of the abundance that is kind of all around us here, Virgo? But also on a more kind of global scale, you may notice kind of changes in the world as far as like positions of power and things may do a lot of shifts and stuff. A lot of things are about to come to light here, and because when Pluto brings change, Pluto means it. And so that's just something to think about there. That was the best explanation, but I'm still recovering from this emotional whirlwind that you put me through there, Virgo. And this is gonna depend on, if your Virgo placements fall on like it's from like the 27th degree up to the 27th degree. But so you'll definitely need your not just your date and place of birth, but your time of birth as well to find that. But that's going to be forming a trine like the Taurus energy with your sign as well. So you got a lot of like really nice flowing energy there, Virgo. So just something to think about. Something to think about there. But let's get into let's get another oracle card. Get your last oracle card on the mix. Oh, all right. And I like all this Sagittarius energy. A lot of growth and learning, I feel like, is coming through here for you, Virgo. But you got the third card of Sag, which is the Crew card. And with this card, this is a card of in sync, esprit de corps, working together as a unit, team, leadership, co-create, pooling assets, camaraderie, gung-ho, forming alliances, partnership, and team effort. And the energy that's coming through here, Virgo, is the forming alliances. And that's kind of great. We're considering that we got this Mars energy in Libra right now. You can take action towards forming things, because maybe this is for some. Again, maybe it's like we've been kind of taking on a lot of these these pressures of working towards 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups by ourselves here. And where a lot of this stuff is achieved by ourselves, we're a team, Virgo. We're a soul tribe. And I feel like there's a need to, maybe for some, it's like, especially maybe if, even if we gotten out of a breakup, maybe we found that our social circle had kind of shrank a little bit here, and it's like now it's in the need to kind of branch out and kind of broaden things and kind of form that happy family, and like this doesn't necessarily have to be like like your like marriage family or anything along those lines. I mean, your soul tribe family, friends, and things along those lines. And maybe even for some too, just even think with Ten of Pentacles. Maybe if we're thinking about, because you consider you got King and Queen of Pentacles. Maybe for some we're thinking about forming some even business partnerships or something along those lines. Maybe even starting like a side hustle here, because you do got the Three of Pentacles, and that's a card of collaboration, and so that could be something too. Getting some ideas about this stuff. Very interesting energy here, Virgo. But let me get your tarot cards here. Okay. Thank you. All right, last little bit, Virgo. Oh, interesting. All right, Virgo, I like that. So you got, you know what? I do. I feel like, okay, I like that. So you got Uranus, the Fool, and that's okay, I got a lot going on here, Virgo. So you got the Fool, the Moon, Pisces, and then the Six of Cups here. And then let's switch back over now that I got myself together here, Virgo. But let me tell you what's happening here. Because first off, you got Saturn, and the World, and Uranus, the Fool. Both of those are rulers of Aquarius. And again, Aquarius is about networking and the collective and making friends and maybe joining groups. And so maybe that's for some of us that we're doing, maybe we're forming groups and things and alliances or whatever that's looking like. But I feel that there's a need to maybe kind of broaden our social circle a little bit, maybe kind of share some more experiences with others and something along those lines. And because maybe even for some, maybe we've been again, just how it was with all those feelings that were kind of coming through earlier. It's just like maybe we've been a little more reserved, and there's, I don't feel like it's necessarily like wearing your heart on your sleeve, but I think allowing others to kind of see like a different side of you, like a more, like just a little bit of softness there, like a little more sweetness, a little more kind of like a little more Pisces energy or something along those lines, like taking that connection and making it just a little bit deeper. You know what I mean? Because Pisces has a love for the collective in a way that it's really lovely. Like they really do dissolve boundaries and things in a way that it is really kind of wonderful. But I do feel like the Fool being here too, that there's a need for just like a change of there's some new opportunities that are getting ready to come into the horizon here. And the Six of Cups can also be a card of the past, and I feel like it's kind of paying attention to kind of like again, like how the past has kind of shaped us up into this point, and how we've it's like how the past has shaped us, and how we take those experiences and turn those into, I don't know, to just like a more abundant type of future here, Virgo. But I do feel too, yeah, I don't know, it's just like there's something here. It's like if we were to, I don't know, maybe even just like maybe even for some, even just like joining like I don't know, maybe in like your local, like, I don't know if there's a crew team around you, Virgo. Maybe you go out rowing, or maybe doing like us joining like a sports team, or like a community, like getting out and playing like a soccer team, or even like I don't know, like a flag football or something along those lines. But I do feel like that this birthday season could be a one of, I don't know, kind of fresh starts and kind of new, maybe new bonds and like just, more friends and things. But I do feel like, because the moon, sometimes can be considered the scariest card of the major arcanas, and it's journeying into the unknown, like trying something new and trusting that there's gonna be something. I don't know, just getting out there and trying something different, and like getting out of your journeying out of your comfort zone in a sense. And very interesting, Virgo. No, I hope that makes sense, but I think I'm gonna leave that there. So if you like that, Virgo, give it a thumbs up and share this. If you know someone who's been, I don't know, maybe been feeling a lot of pressure, been dealing with someone who's been playing some games, just got through a breakup and thinking about life. We kind of cover the whole gamut there, Virgo. So definitely share this. And then if you haven't already, subscribe, hit that bell, and we'll see. I mean, with all this intuitive energy that you got here, you might just be able to sense when my videos come out. But if not yet, subscribe, hit that bell button. You get notified when I release videos each week. And then lastly, look at you getting Cancer's ruler. Want a little hot ticket to come over to my other channel. Not that you need it. But if you have any Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, come on over to the Chariot, friends. I do videos Monday through Friday there. Absolutely discuss, because you got all the lunar shenanigans here. Even though one of them happens to be Pisces, which I'm gonna probably give him some flack about that. It's been a while since I talked to him about that. So, but it's a good old time. And all that housekeeping is down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise cards here, so I can get you out of here, Virgo. Virgo. Got the strength card here. And I like that, because I feel like you're getting ready to get into this state, especially if you haven't been feeling as I haven't either been feeling as confident, or haven't been feeling as, our energies haven't been feeling high as of late, or haven't been feeling at their best, or something along those lines. I do sense that there is this, maybe almost like this resurgence of energy that's coming through here, because that's what the sun does when it comes through your sign. It brings in that life again. It lightens up your sign, gives you new energy to tackle this the next year, going straight on. And we got let's see. Yeah, when we got about maybe a week until to your birthday season here, so I'm excited to do your solar return, which is going to be coming out. So definitely take a look out for that there, Virgo. But yeah, I think this is going to be a very, very interesting birthday season for you. But let me get your oracle card. Thank you. All right, let's see what's going on here. Interesting. Okay, so you got the memory card in reverse here. And and considering that you got the Six of Cups that had just came along with this too, I feel like we want to be mindful, Virgo, if you're getting stuck in the past, and getting caught up and letting and however that looks, letting this whether this is reminisce over the good old days and things, I feel like it's about, and since we were talking about the Fool earlier too, it's just like creating new memories and creating new, and realizing that things aren't just, especially if things haven't been feeling great as of late, or if you notice things start to wane or something like that, and it's just like we kind of get stuck in that kind of because thinking about the High Priestess too, that's she's the moon. The moon is a reminder that life is just about cycles, just like it's all about waxing and waning, but it's just like, how do we get ourselves prepped for where things start to wane? You know what I mean? And I feel like too, being able to recall, it's not getting stuck in the past with those memories, because memories can serve a great purpose. They use them as inspiration to fuel you to create some more, you know what I mean? But that's where, it can get a little tricky. So just something to be mindful of there, Virgo. But I think I'm gonna get you out of here. So you stay safe out there, and you raise your vibration through the roof there, Virgo, because a lot was going on here. So yeah, definitely just do some self-care for your birthday season. Take care of yourself, and I will catch you on the next one. Later.